General Kenobi.
Hello there indeed. Hey guys, it's the 5 times unstoppable Dman number 5, and I'm here to talk about the new Disney Plus show, Obi Wan Kenobi. And in my opinion, the first 2 episodes of the show were a great start from all the way from the long take tracking shot of the younglings in Order 66 to Sung Kang's loud tone of voice that changes consistently throughout the 2 episodes, and to Darth Vader's jump scare. I thought the acting in the show was really good, considering that we got a bunch of new characters and a bunch of new actors and some old actors returning, from Ewan McGregor all the way to Bale Organa. Or the guy who plays Bale Organa. Sorry, I don't know his name. But everyone did a great job. Sung Kang was pretty good as the fifth brother, I believe that's his name. Again, as I mentioned during the during the monologue or something, his tone of voice did change, where at one point where he's screaming, he sounds like Batman, to where he's speaking softly. Now, I remember the character that Sung Kang is playing, the fifth brother from Rebels, and he kind of had a little bit of a snake-like voice, very low, but I don't remember him yelling, so I guess Sung Kang probably just tried his best of the character yelling, but he did great. The person playing the Grand Inquisitor was a pretty good, did a pretty good job, but I feel like he was too robotic-like, where whenever he walked around, he was just very stiff. He didn't like give off a sense of life, which I guess is what you're supposed to do if you're a bad guy. But I remember from Rebels, this guy had a very sophisticated look and stance and posture, and how he moved. It was just very attention grabbing, with a lot of hands and moving and stuff like that. The the new actress who plays the other Inquisitor, I'm sorry, I don't know her name, did a great job. She's very intimidating, very scary when she's looking for Obi-Wan in the second episode, and she lights up her lightsaber and goes, Obi-Wan. That was very scary in my opinion, and it kind of made me thinking, can we get a Star Wars horror movie? That would be amazing. But yeah, she does a great job. She owns every scene she's in. She's very intimidating when she isn't talking and when she is, and her goal is very it's very obvious, I guess, on point. She wants Kenobi for to get payback, because the reason for the long tracking shot in the first episode of the younglings is she was probably one of those younglings. And if you remember, Obi-Wan and Yoda didn't arrive on Coruscant until very later, when everyone else was dead except for Grogu, the younglings probably, and God, let's hope Mace Windu. And she probably thought, well, he was a hero and he's supposed to protect us. Why didn't he? So she probably wants him dead for that. And the guy who plays Bail Organa does a great job. From whenever he appears, he does a great job in Rogue One, in Revenge of the Sith. He was in the prequels, and I think he might have voiced in the Clone Wars, maybe. But anytime when that guy shows up, he's an enjoyment to have on screen. He's a familiar face, and he's a lot of fun to just see interact with all the other characters. And he was really fun to see as the father to Leia Organa, who is played by some person who I don't even know, but she's a really good kid actress. And also when watching, I just looking at her performance and everything, she looks a lot like Carrie Fisher. Like, I believe that when she grows up in 9 years, timeline wise, in the Star Wars universe, she will look like Carrie Fisher. I don't know. It's something about, maybe it's the eyes or like the cheekbones, or it's not the hair. It's not the hair. I know that. It's not the hair. Trust me. But I do love young Leia. I'm gonna call her young Leia, and Bale's connection with each other. Like, yes, she's adopted, but he sees her as his daughter, and he loves her, and they play off of each other really well. Where Bale is the cool parent. Like, he tells her, "Oh, I always want to go hunting in the forest and hunt down space whales, whatever they're called." And he understands Leia's like ambition towards like wanting to explore and all this other stuff. And she also is a little bit like Luke, where Luke wants to escape and like just wants to be a pilot or just explore the galaxy, showing that these two who aren't going to meet until 9 years later are really do have their father's ambition, Anakin, who also wanted to explore and be a great pilot. But again, I do love the connection with Bale and Leia. It feels like a natural daughter and father. Like, he understands her, she understands him, and they I don't know, it's really cool. It's like true parenting. It feels natural. That's all I'm gonna say. It feels like natural parenting, stuff like that. The effects were pretty good. I thought, well, these are the same people who worked on The Mandalorian and all the other Star Wars shows and movies. They obviously looked good. And the makeup and everything looked great. I don't know if Ewan grew that beard or if that's prosthetics, but good job. Again, like the effects, I don't think it needs to be said or anything. It looks great. And like, yeah, all the effects and all special effects and all like the real effects, like the practical, all look great. The action looks really cool, and the fifth sister or the third sister, whatever, Inquisitor, does some pretty good parkour. I don't know if the actress did that herself or it was stunt double, but pretty cool. We got parkour in the Star Wars universe. The score of the episodes were really good. The one thing I was looking forward to the show was, I don't think most people look forward to until the first episode comes out, was the theme song. I don't know if like that short title card or something is considered the theme song, but if I look it up on YouTube, I'll find it. It's good. All the music is great. Done really well, and it really helps like get you interested or get your attention into what scenario you're in, what mood you're in, and what mood the characters are going through and what emotions they're going through, everything. Again, acting in this is great, but one thing that you should remember is, yes, sometimes acting is good, but the music can also make you feel emotion with these characters and share that emotion with them. It does really well, considerably by the end of episode 2, when Obi-Wan's taking in the realization that Anakin is alive. And then that jump scare happens with Darth Vader in the Bacta tank, and it's just ominous, crazy music. And I love it. I love the music in all these projects, even the prequels. Yes, the prequels suck, but some of them had some good music. By the end of episode 2, the Grand Inquisitor is stabbed in the chest, which doesn't make sense because he shows up in Rebels, and Rebels takes place like 2 years before A New Hope. So maybe he'll be put in a Bacta tank or get the Fennec Shand treatment with just robotic organs, or maybe he's a clone, because Star Wars sometimes likes doing clones. That wasn't my big surprise, because it was shocking, but I wasn't like, I know what happens to this guy. But still, the thing I do love with Star Wars sometimes is, yes, we see these characters, like with Ahsoka and Rex. We saw them in Rebels, and then Season 7 came out, and we heard Order 66 was going to happen. We know they live, but you want to know how they like escape it. Like, how do they live through it? And That's always one of the things I admire about the show. Like, you see characters pop up out of the timeline, and like, wait, I was like, okay, so he's still alive at this timeline, but how's he get out of there? And then they show you, you're like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. I like that in Star Wars. The beginning of the first episode definitely was very person at rock bottom, then a child, like, kind of like a certain event brings them back and they become their old self. It kind of reminded me of Cobra Kai and The Mandalorian, both having to do with kids making their lives better. But I felt a little bit of Cobra Kai because, unlike the Mandalorian like hasn't really hit rock bottom. The Grogu only changed his life so he wasn't so angry. And he was already still a Mandalorian, so Grogu just kind of like helped him see a different way of life. So yeah, and just made his life a little bit better. Cobra Kai, though, Johnny's at rock bottom, and then Miguel shows up, and he's like, "This kid, I kind of see a little bit of myself in this kid. I could probably do better than what I did, with Robbie and the past of my life. And I could probably do better and help this kid have a good path." That's kind of what it reminded me. Obi-Wan's at rock bottom. Then he's asked to rescue Leia. And when he meets Leia, she reminds him of Padme, which, by the way, good. That's like a good scene. Like, you remind me of someone. Was she a Jedi? No, she was a leader. So emotional. I love it. And you can say whatever you want about Padme in the movies, but think about it, that character left an impact on Obi-Wan, and I love that, yeah, she is like her mother, or some people have said that Leia's attitude reminds Obi-Wan of Satine. That's a good theory. I like to think that you can interpret it either way, but I believe that it's Padme, because, again, it's her daughter. How you wouldn't just say, oh, you remind me of, oh, your child reminds me not of you, but reminds me of a friend I knew back then. No, I believe it's Padme, but if it's Satine, you can think about it any way you want. But yeah, the comparisons are very similar, but it just reminded me, like, he's at rock bottom, then he gets out of it, and then becomes, a hero again. And we didn't see him ignite his lightsaber, but I believe they're teasing us. They're, like, hyping it up until maybe the second to last episode, or the two last episodes of the show, where him and Anakin or Darth Vader will just fucking destroy each other. It's gonna be amazing. But one thing I do like, that another comparison that I gotta make with Cobra Kai is sometimes seeing the character in rock bottom for 2 episodes or longer saying, I'm quitting, it's done. It slows down the plot. It's never, they do this a lot in current shows and dramas and stuff like that, but it's like, no, you have, like, a rhythm. Keep going. Don't quit. And this, it's like, we already know he lost. Now he's getting out of rock bottom. That I love. Like, just start the show with him getting out of it. That's amazing. Anyways, my predictions for the rest of the show, I think next episode, he's going to take Leia back to Coruscant, and then he's going to go back to Tatooine, but Tatooine might be being watched by the Empire, or something might happen on his way back to Coruscant or at Coruscant, and the remaining events will lead to him fighting Darth Vader, and that's going to be awesome. Because you got Hayden Christensen back in the suit. We're going to get some good fighting. We're going to get top-notch fighting. So yeah, that's my review of the first 2 episodes. I thought they were great. A great start, in my opinion. Oh, the recap at the beginning of episode 1, that's cool. That's cool. How do we introduce the show? Just do like a recap of all the other movies. It kind of gave me a little bit of, those YouTube edit tribute videos to a certain character on YouTube? That's what it kind of reminded me of. And it was so cool. And yeah, it's just a recap, but it was really cool to kind of like see that. And also, it was a good way for people who haven't seen the prequels, who are now watching the show for some reason, to know what's happening. Yeah, so those were my thoughts on the first two episodes and the recap. I thought it was a great start. Acting was great. All the little nods, details, and whatever, all the dialogue, all the characters, they were portrayed greatly. It was executed perfectly. I can't wait for the future episodes of the season. I hope it gets more seasons because we need more Ewan McGregor. We need more Obi-Wan throughout the series. Um, Another prediction I have is for characters that could show up. Will we most likely get that Maul versus Obi-Wan battle? And maybe that episode of Rebels will be retconned where Ezra doesn't show up and it's just Maul and Obi-Wan fighting each other. That's just what I think. Another one is will Black Chrysanthemum show up? He was the Wookiee in the Book of Boba Fett. And in the comics, Obi-Wan saves Owen and Luke from Chrysanthemum, and that's how Chrysanthemum got like a scar on his head. I think that might happen maybe later in the next seasons, but who knows? Maybe it might happen in this season. Another theory, this is going around a lot because Jedi Fallen Order's sequel to the first game just came out, and apparently this show takes place during the Fallen Order events or like in between the Fallen Order games. So will Cal Kestis show up? I think maybe, but if he doesn't, I don't think that'll be that much of a issue. But if he does show up, that'll be cool because I think you can do that. I think you can find a way to make like maybe have a cameo of him or maybe have him like, you know, like mind communicate with Cal from the Force or whatever. That'd be pretty cool. Another cameo or prediction appearance, Qui-Gon Jinn. I think he'll show up. I am 100% sure he'll show up because they hinted at him twice in the first episode where and the second episode where he's like, Master, are you there? And they even talked about him being able to talk to Qui-Gon at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Liam Neeson is going to show up as Qui-Gon Jinn as a Force Ghost, and it will be awesome. It will be so cool, and I can't wait to see they do it. And I know he's in it. I know he is. They can deny it all they want, but it's No Way Home all over again. The person denies they're not in it, and they're fucking in it. I know Qui-Gon Jinn will be in it as a Force Ghost. All right. So over the weekend, I'm moving into reviews or news. Yeah, news. The review segment is over. Let's move on to news. So over the weekend, there was a bunch of Star Wars trailers that were shown at Star Wars Celebration or something. And what we got was the Bad Batch Season 2 trailer, the Mandalorian Season 3 trailer, and Jon Favreau said that Season 4 is in the works. The Ahsoka trailer, the Andor trailer, and then Tales of the Jedi, which is gonna be done in the Clone Wars animation, which is really cool because that means we get the returning cast of Clone Wars again. Yay! From what I saw of Tales of the Jedi trailer, will be taking place. A couple episodes will be taking place during the Clone Wars. We'll get to see Ahsoka's backstory. We'll get to see Count Dooku's backstory with Qui-Gon Jinn. Then I think I saw Anakin is training Ahsoka with clone troopers who are like shooting at her. I think that might have been a little bit of a hint towards the end of the series finale of Clone Wars, where White Ahsoka was able to fight off all the clones. Maybe Anakin wanted her to be prepared for anything, and that was something that we never saw. Again, pretty cool. And those stories will be taking place over 6 episodes, and can't wait for that. The Ahsoka trailer, I saw some footage, but what I can tell is Ahsoka is in the Ghost ship from Rebels. That was the main ship from Rebels with Hera Syndulla, who's the pilot of that ship and was one of the main characters from Rebels. Then Sabine Wren, who was one of the characters from Rebels, and a bunch of our characters from Rebels show up. And then there's a recreation shot from Rebels finale where it's the mural of all the characters, and then Ezra, and then Sabine walks off in live action. So I think the show will be, I think the Ahsoka show will be about her trying to find Ezra because he disappeared with Thrawn. That's why in season 2 she has that Duchess woman, where's Grand Admiral Thrawn. And Jude Law is playing a character, and I think he'll be playing Thrawn because, you know, he could play Thrawn. I feel like he could do it. Or if you want, you could just get Giancarlo Esposito again to do it. I mean, I'm not complaining. The Andor trailer. This show is set for not only 1 season but 2 seasons, and will be taking place on. Oh my god, why am I forgetting the name of it? Oh my god, it's literally the planet that gets destroyed in A New Hope. Someone help me. It's not Coruscant. I know it's not, but it's someone put it in the comments for me, and I'll remember it later. I'll write it down. But it looks like it'll be taking place on Cassian Andor's home planet. I can't remember the name of them. I'm so mad right now. And will be about the events before leading up to Rogue One. That's pretty cool. We gain context of that character. The Mandalorian season 3 showed Bo-Katan on the Mandalorian throne. Mando and Grogu going to the Mandalorian mines. And then them flying the ship. Mando on Tatooine. Mandalore. And yeah, I've only seen leaked footage, but it's very little. But yeah, that's what we got from Mandalorian season 3 trailer, and season 4 again is in the works, confirmed by Jon Favreau. The Bad Batch season 2 trailer showed the characters having new armor with a new paint job. Then we saw Cody, Wookiee Jedi. I can't remember his name. I think it was like Grungy or something. He survived Order 66 apparently. Yeah, it was a lot of like just showing everything that's happening and that's gonna be happening in the show. And the theme by the end of the trailer is really cool. It's like electric rap. It's really cool. It's really cool. And my theory for the Bad Batch show, what is it? It's gonna be them like running from the Empire most likely. And Cody will finally show up, and Rex is in the trailer too. So maybe we'll get a little reunion. That'll be pretty cool. Yeah, that's about it for the new stuff that came out. Again, sorry I can't remember the name of freaking Leia's planet. What is it called? Oh my god. I'm gonna watch A New Hope, and right when that scene comes up where they name the planet, I'm literally gonna punch myself in the face. But yeah, that's it for today's review of the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan, and for the news of the new Star Wars stuff coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And yeah. Oh, updates on upcoming videos. Another Obi-Wan review will be coming out because we have episode 3 coming out tomorrow. We're working on a action video where it's a recreation of a certain fight from a TV show. The Strike of Midnight movie script is almost done. And the 5 Times Unstoppable music video is gonna be delayed a little bit because we've had some technical problems, I guess. But yeah, that's what we got so far. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. And I hope you have an awesome day. And again, stay awesome. Bye.